Thank you, Mr President. I move that this bill be now read a second time. Mr President, despite all of the recent innovations in energy efficiency, in renewable energy and in energy storage, there are many South Australian families who are being locked in to higher energy bills, and they're being locked into a lack of choice thanks to the unconscionable conduct of certain property developers in South Australia. These developers want to stop South Australian families from being able to choose what type of energy to use in their homes, and they do this by locking them into legally binding arrangements that force them to use fossil fuels in their homes forever. Now, this might sound like a ludicrous proposition, but it's exactly what a number of property developers are doing today in South Australia. And the way they're doing it is through legally binding covenants that are registered on the certificates of title for new house and land packages in new housing estates. Now, the deal is that if you want to buy in to one of these new housing estates, you have to sign on the dotted line, you have to agree to connect to gas, and you have to agree to use gas at the very least for heating your home and for heating your hot water. You are legally prevented by these arrangements from becoming an efficient all-electric home. It's now clear, Mr President, that all-electric homes are the cheapest households to run. If you add solar panels into the mix, the difference is substantial. In Adelaide, you can save up to $14,000 over 10 years by going all-electric compared to a dual-fuel home that uses both electricity and gas. For example, these savings, up to $14,000 over 10 years, are being denied to some residents of Mount Barker who are buying into new housing estates such as the Spring Lake development. My bill is simple. It outlaws this practice. It declares null and void any attempt to force households to use fossil fuels in their homes if they don't want to. It puts energy choice back into the hands of South Australian families, and it frees up the opportunity for them to save money and to contribute to reducing carbon emissions and reducing our pressure on the climate. So, Mr President, I'll give you some background.